Smooth, yeah. You smooth, I'm smooth.
Word. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? What's going on? It's your boy Mills from Mill City Boxing, home of the high level pro boxing media, the Fighters and Trainers channel, and most importantly, the People's channel. Double tap the screen if you are on mobile devices. Um, we here with the one and only Bernie, the boxer. See,
That's
man,
right.
I was looking at all your accomplishments with the your whole little like ambiance right there. You got the belt. You got
Yeah,
you got the whole nine, man.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I like.
All that stuff since then was my Golden Glove trophies. Then was our coach Midge Minor. Then was his couple his trophies. If you seen those, then I had him with the captain's hat on because he the captain. And WBC they gave me two belts from the last time. Because we a team, they gave me the WBO Trainer of the Year award from 2023. They gave me the Eddie Futch Award. They gave me the Boxing Writers Association Award. You know what I'm saying? So part of the team, as they should. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, I'm one of them ones when it comes to this boxing shit, man. I'm one of them ones. Serious business, boy. I've been studying this shit since I was 10 years old, man. I've been 10 years old. I fought in the Junior Olympics, the Silver Gloves, the National Golden Gloves, the National USA, the Blue and Gold. Shit, I've been all over the Olympic trials. Shit, I did this shit. I got a lot of experience with this, man.
As you should, man. As you should. Shit with the best team in the game, man,
That's
out
right.
there in Omaha. Shit, no doubt.
Nebraska,
So,
Northside stand up.
big facts. So obviously, Jerron Boots Ennis in a matchroom card that was going down in Philly took place yesterday. Um, he got a first round KO from Limas. What's your
Mhm.
reaction to the stoppage?
Well, since you asking me, Mill City, you know what I'm saying? It ain't like I'm just coming over here just talking about, you know what I mean? Even though that's what I do, is talk about boxing too, is give my take on
Yeah,
boxing as so many others do. But you're asking my opinion. You asked me to come onto your show and give my thoughts on Jaron Booth Ennis last night. And
absolutely.
he looked it like everything, you know what I'm saying? The best thing since sliced bread, if you want to say. He looked it like that. That's what he looked it like. He looked it like everybody or his fans or his contingencies say he is. He looked it like that. Now, was he in there with somebody that could was engaged? You know, I'm not so certain. You know, if you put a Hellcat up against a Toyota, you know what I'm saying? Shit, he gonna get blowed out. You
Mm,
know what I mean? So I don't know, you know, but the kid looked it good. He did what he was supposed to do now. Let's just see. You know, everybody been saying the same thing pretty much. You know, it really was. If you're a Jerron Boots Ennis fan, it was more of a showcase fight, and he showcased his talents. He showcased, you know, what he do, and you know, it is what it is. On to the next. Now it's up now. Let's see what he let's all the stuff that he said. Let's see what's happening because you know, he said a lot last night. A lot of those guys, I seen you said the IBF champ responded quickly. We know that Virgil Ortiz had put out that he accepted the fight, and he did that. Devin Haney said he accepted the fight. I don't know about the Teal situation, but point I'm getting at is that name fighters have accepted the fight. So if he does not fight a name fighter next, I don't want to hear nobody saying it's because they ducked him.
right.
I don't. I think that narrative is false.
Tell me, as far as Bakram is concerned, obviously him on Twitter saying that he's up for the challenge. What do you think about the stylistic matchups of the two?
Well, like I said, I was listening to was it Brian Norman, and like he said, senior, like he said, man, that guy was scary the way he looked against Tim Zoo. Now this guy might not have been, like I say, I don't think he looked it as well from what I heard, you know, because he really just came on the scene that he looked it so he didn't look as terrifying when he won the title. But you know, I guess when they put him in there with a threat like Tim Zoo, who was coming off a only close loss to Fundura at the time after he suffered that bloody head cut, that head gash. To get blowed out like that, just said something about Backroom. Tim Zoo. It's not too many multi-dimensional fighters out there anyway. Most of the fighters are just good at what they do and they get the job done. So it's not too many multi-dimensional fighters out there. And Tim Zoo did what he was doing. He was successful in everything that he did, and he was successful against Fundura, who's 6'6", long rangey fighter who can box, who can fight, and you know what I'm saying. He was just this close to winning the fight. So can't take nothing away from Backroom. And of course, Boots looks ultra talented. The way he got dazzling combinations, and really that's mostly it. He got dazzling combinations. He's athletic, and so those could pose threats. But like I'm saying, timing, be speed. This guy's a powerful guy. He's not a small guy, and let's just see. And if Boots can whoop him, and in a dominant fashion, or in a good fight, I give him his credit. That'll be a good fight for him. Even though people are going to still want more, but that's a step in the right direction.
Tell me, the Virgil Ortiz fight, obviously highly promoted in this fight last night. Tell me, do you feel like that's the most competitive fight at 154 pounds, or there is other champions? Virgil's not even a champion, but do you feel like Virgil poses a different threat than the champions?
No, I think they all solid. 154 is a underrated division. It's been a tough division since the 2000s. Since so about the last 25 years, it's been a deep division, except for it doesn't haven't had any breakout stars. They always just passing through. The 54-pound division. Nobody just never just hold down the 54-pound division with the star quality that they did, that the guys that passed through did. Like I'm saying, Trinidad, De La Hoya, Shane, um, Fernando Vargas, these and the like, these guys, they was more like passing through. Not Fernando, he was a career one, but you get what I'm trying to say. These guys, they never really, they was like passing through 54-pound division, or that was like they was like on their last, they was on the tail end of their careers, fighting at 54. But it's been a deep division. It's one of the most underrated divisions. Even of late and recently. You had Jerry Hurd, you had J. Rock Williams, you had the Charlo brother, um, you had who else can I think of? Man, it's a lot of good guys in that division. So I think they all. It's a great division. If Jaron can solidify division, man, kudos to him, man. For real, true story.
He also called out Charlo. Charlo hasn't. We haven't seen Charlo since Canelo.
Yeah.
What do you think about that matchup? Even Charlo, once upon a time, I think he put like a boot with like the Eagles, logo on it, insinuating that he's calling out, Boots, and when he comes back, he wants all the smoke with the top guys. What do you think about that matchup per se? Do you feel like that's gonna be the one that kind of be like, all right, he's here. This is the guy that we want to see him fight against?
Hold on, Uncle Jack, I quit. Uncle Jack 328, I quit, boy. I quit. I quit. True story.
Good for
But
you.
uh I mean, Charlo had to, and he has to insert himself in some way, back into that's his rightful division, 54. He did jump up two weights and was unsuccessful against Canelo Alvarez. And the boxing people, they stripped him of his titles, which was wrong. It was just dead wrong, as much as he had accomplished in that division, becoming undisputed, taking on tough challenges. Even when he was like I say, tough challenges, he was challenged and come up a little short, or was very challenged. He made right with those. So the way they did Charlo was wrong. I think he deserved a lot more treatment. Other than that, he should have been able to keep on at least to one of those belts, if not the Ring magazine. And so but he trying to insert himself in a way, let you know that he's not going nowhere, even though he took a little hiatus. So I would just like to see him back too. I don't understand. It ain't like he took a beating in the fight. He just didn't show up for the fight with Canelo. It's not like he took a beating. So you know what I'm saying? I don't understand why he's not fighting. But I can go on and on probably about why he's not fighting. Boxing training camps are hard. Being away from your, even though he don't be away from his family, so I don't really know what his situation is. I could not tell you. I don't know. At least he could have fought the guy that he just fought, Lima, to get a get back fight. You know what I'm saying? To get himself back in the groove. But whatever it is, he was the undisputed champion, and he never lost his undisputed title. They stripped him of every championship. So you know,
Tell me, I mean, obviously, he wanted to get his feet wet at 154 pounds. Didn't really, do any rounds, right? So, like, do you feel like that's gonna hurt him in the long run, knowing that adjusting to the 10 ounce gloves and fighting the elite guys from Lima?
I mean, okay. Well, like I say, this guy's a big guy. He been killing himself to make, you know what I'm saying, this weight. But the one thing that I have not heard um, about Ennis is that he does not fight bigger guys in the gym. He's not beating up middleweights and light heavyweights and stuff like that as big as he is in the gym. So I don't know who he's beating up in the gym. And I say that to say about acclimating to the gloves or whatever. So I don't. I mean, like I say, if he's going to be stronger, I don't see where to be the difference at. He was already a killer, they say, at 147. So, I mean, now you get to be a little stronger. So, I mean, and your talent, they say his talent is through the roof. So, I don't think it should be a problem. But for whatever it is, they tested themselves at 154, see how it was. You heard him say that he had a lot more energy in the days before the weigh in or whatever, and he usually doesn't. And I understand that because I see that. But so he feeling good. Let's just stop all the talking and let him be about something now.
I mean, obviously, this is a new weight class, but in the same time, the IBF has the rehydration clause. Do you feel like that could play a factor going against that fight with Bakram?
Well, no, because he moved up to a comfortable division, so he
Right.
shouldn't have no problem. He shouldn't have no problem. He moved up to a comfortable his what would be perceived as his weight class, and he's been saying that for a little bit of time now. He said he was gonna move up before, but I guess he wanted to stay unified, so he disciplined himself to stay down at 47, became the Ring Magazine and the unified champion. And when there was no more business down there to really, you know what I'm saying, to handle, he moved up, barring Brian Norman. But Brian Norman is new to the scene, and so he's going into a division where it's more notable names at and more established names, and so to up his stakes.
Now, did you say that the Charlo fight, even though due to the inactivity, it still would be a fight that people would consider as a good win, and they wouldn't diminish Boots if he did take that Charlo fight next?
Well, I mean, it might because, like I say, Charlo hasn't fought yet, hasn't fought in a while. You know what I mean? But that's on Charlo. If he decides to get in there, he is what he is. He is who he is. So you know what I'm saying? Only person can know who his body is and what he can do is Charlo. So if Charlo feel like he's able to take the fight and accept the fight, then that's him. So you got to get a man all the credit in the world if that man decides to sign the contract and get in the ring with him. So, but if I'm like I'm saying, if I'm Boots, and this is what I keep trying to say to him, I wouldn't take that fight to so they don't have nothing to say. And that's what I think his route should be. Let's fight somebody where they can't have nothing to say. Even if they're going to try to say something anyway, which I don't necessarily believe that because I think he got so many people rooting for him. They just tired of the rhetoric of this and that, but not proving nothing. That's all I'm saying. That's what I think it is about him. You know, that's what I think it is about him. They're looking at him as the eye test, and they're saying he's this and that. So they want people want to see this come to fruition. People want to see him do display this against where we perceive 50-50 fights or talented fighters that can actually bring out the best in him. So I think that Backroom would do that. Fundura and them would do that. Virgil Ortiz would do that. I think those are the roads that he should be trying to climb. And if Charlo maybe gets a fight or two, and then maybe we can do that because we can get a look and see how he's feeling of late and how he's looking of late, and to take out a guy like Charlo would be a feather in his cap. So um, that's the road I would be trying to take. I hope to God that out of all this talking that they did, that they do not focus on the guy they just moved up to the WBA champion.
Abbas.
Yes, I hope they do not go that route. I mean, first of all, we already got the IBF. They handed us that. Okay, we accepted that, knowing full and well that he could never defend that championship, either one of them, because they had the obligations with each other. Okay, so then he finally, for his sake, and I'm glad for him that he fought the world champion who was standing on us at the time, and he won the world championship. So even if he never won the IBF title or never was upgraded to the champion, he won the WBA championship, and along with that, the Ring Magazine champion. So he won those titles outright. But given the criticism that he's faced, I will hope that he doesn't go to who is the perceived weakest link in the division to win a world championship. I'm hoping he does not do that. I'm hoping that Eddie Hearn does not push that narrative on him to get him a championship. Because at this point, championships are getting devalued at a certain point. So I'm saying, this guy was just upgraded to the champion. Okay. So I would say I would hope that he does not do that to try to get him. And then I honestly I don't want to be like, like hating or whatever they think, but I'm saying if you go that route, it's gonna take longer for him to fight somebody, because then he's gonna need a title defense against somebody that we don't know too. Do you
Mm.
understand what I'm saying? He fights this guy, he wins the title. His first title defense ain't gonna be against Fundura in a unification, or Backroom for unification. It's not gonna be that. So I'm looking for him to make a statement against Backroom. And actually, since that kid don't got no fight, and he's perceived to be the boogeyman, both of them perceived to be somewhat of the boogeyman. That's the
Took no
that's the perfect.
damage.
Yeah, he took no damage. That's the perfect fight. Virgil Ortiz and him, the reason why they're putting them together, because they were both on their way up at 147. They were both making waves at 147 to the air, to the throne, to the guys that was holding the throne. Okay. But those are some big guys. And you see they moved up. So they held their own as much. Virgil jumped out of there first. Boots stayed down there a little longer, but they were both pitted to see who could fight the top dogs at 47. So that's why they were putting them two together. Now that they both moved up to 54, they still continuing to put that narrative. But I would rather see maybe Virgil fight Xander. I think Xander is a good fighter, but I think he's might probably maybe the weakest link at 54 outside of the guy they just moved
Abbas.
up. Yeah. So I would like to see Virgil fight him, and then I would like to see this guy fight Backroom. That's what I would like to see. I see the Puerto Rican Mexican rivalry with Virgil and Xander. Then I'll see, and they both kind of need to prove something too. Xander's still on the proving stage at the same time,
Mm-hmm.
so I like to see them fight. And then, like I'm saying, if this guy's the boogeyman, Backroom is the boogeyman, and this guy is the a hybrid of Roy Jones Jr. and Terrence Crawford, then there's no reason why he shouldn't be fighting this guy.
Yeah, and that's what Eddie Hearn is saying as well. This is the new Crawford. When Crawford leaves, this is the guy, that we should be, standing by. He left a message in the locker room. I don't know if you got to see it.
Yeah.
We'll play it for you. Here it is. Oh, we're gonna destroy him. Yes, yes. He's describing what's his plan. There's a few cameras. We're going to unify at 54 at least. The undisputed. Then we're going to go
Yeah.
60. Yeah. And then we deal with the other fella. Yeah. He's still hanging around. We'll deal with him as well.
Yeah.
We'll deal with him as well.
Yeah.
He said he's in the way.
Yeah, but talk is cheap. You know what I'm saying? Talk is cheap, man. People, you know what I'm saying? Nobody wants to look like nobody has no humility these days. You know, not too many guys. You don't have no humility these days, and um, like I'm saying, you know, I said this analogy. You know, everybody's gonna act tough in front of the camera. You know, nobody's going to never admit their vulnerabilities or their shortcomings. It's hard to do that, you know, in front of the people. You know, I don't know why, but actually you take some of the sting off when you do. You know, like I said this before. I seen Muhammad Ali was Cassius Clay at the time. They asked him where he was ranked at. He said I rate myself number two, right after I forgot some guy. And you know, as much as pride and bravado that he had, like I say, to hear him say that at this time, he said, "I rate myself about number two," you know, and these guys can learn from that. So, um, you put a mic in front of their face, they're gonna say it, but they're gonna say what you want to, what you know what I mean, to try to make themselves look good, you know, and so that's all they doing. You know, Eddie's doing a great job as a promoter, but like I said, it's falling on deaf ears for real. And so they didn't already up the ante with Virgil Ortiz. Virgil Ortiz then said it on multiple platforms that he was ready to take the fight. I don't see that he has nothing barring that Xander gives him a shot, or you know he takes a shot at Backroom himself, or you know obviously Fundura and them is still tangled up with the Keith Thurman situation. So if he doesn't fight any one of those guys, you know, let's just see him. Let's just see him do that. I don't want to see him fight the IB. If he fights the WBA champion, man, we might as well just cancel it. We might as well just cancel it. I don't want to hear nothing else about Boots no more. If he doesn't fight the guys that he said,
Rockrum, the
Backroom,
champions.
Virgil Ortiz, who else is the other champion?
Fundura.
Fundura's got two belts. Backroom got the one, and the other guy got the other one. So if
And you
he's
got
not
Xander
fighting,
Zayas.
in Xander Zayas, okay. So if he's not fighting any of them guys, and I favor him over Xander, and I favor him. I think him and Virgil Ortiz is a 50-50 fight because I feel like Virgil Ortiz it's not going to be all by those combinations or nothing. You know, I'm not feeling that he's going to be all by those combinations. I feel like he's going to be able to deal with it somewhat. Now, if Boots step it up a little bit and you know surpass him, like I say, I believe he could do that too. You know, he had to go up another gear on him. He could do that too, but let's just see it now. I don't want to see nothing else. If this guy out of all that talk, you just seen him say all that talk, right? In the locker room, after the fight, after the fight in the ring, all that talk, and he fight a boss. Come on now.
Mm, mm. Yeah, I hear you. He's definitely a new name. I mean, yeah, he did a great job beating what was this the Cuban Talis. Yeah, he did a number on him for sure.
Now we know Tellez. Now we know Tellez. He was he just Cuban. So we're gonna give him 1,000's credit because he's
And
Cuban.
beat a kind of a worn down J Rock.
Okay, well J Rock, we know J Rock was after Jason Rosario jumped on him. So we knew J Rock was finished. We knew J Rock was finished. We knew J Rock was finished when Hernandez beat him on the undercard of Tyson Fury 3. We knew that. Okay.
But then people are gonna say, you know, who is the IBF champion, really. You know, he beat a Tim Tszyu. We have seen that Team Tszyu has kind of not been the same, really.
After Backroom beat the hell out of him, right?
Mm.
After Backroom beat the hell out of him. Yeah, he wasn't the same after Backroom beat the hell out of him. So it says, "What have you done for me lately?" Well, he beat the hell out of Tim Tszyu, crushed him in 3 rounds. Who Boots beat?
So do you
Said he
feel?
only Stanionis didn't even have Stanionis, Lord bless him, he didn't even have no wins like Tszyu did. He wasn't looking destructive like Tszyu was. So that's his best name on his record for real. That's his best fight was against that guy who was a champion because what's the kid's name that gave him? He fought him twice. He wasn't a champion, and he came from nowhere. Who we call him, Karen? Yeah. And so who the guy that beat Rashidi Ellis, he was
Roman
a
Villa.
he was a standing your fate right there, you know. Okay, and he looked good against this guy, you know. He looked spectacular against this guy. But what I'm saying is this: what have you done for me lately? Okay, like all I'm saying is Stanionis didn't even have the build up that Tszyu had. He didn't even have nowhere near close to that. And so this guy goes in there with Tszyu, who just fought Fundura, 6'6", punching, boxing motherfucker, to a standstill for real. It was a close fight. It could have went either way, you know, with a big ass gash in his head. With a big ass gash. So he was at a disadvantage. He fighting this motherfucker and the gash, and he damn near won the fight. It was narrow, you know. Comes back, fights this guy. Maybe they moved him too fast. They didn't really look. The guy didn't look as good as he did when he won the title. They didn't look. He didn't look spectacular. None that they saw. So they took him on, trying to get another shot at the title, and it ended disaster for him. You know. So, but like this guy looks destructive. So, and he's the champion now. So this is what I'm saying. He's a IBF champion now, right? He beat a guy that was considered who was a world champion because Tszyu was a world champion, right? He was WBO champion, right?
Yeah.
Was he world champion? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So this guy won his title in how when they stripped Charlo of his titles. He fought a vacant for the vacant title, won the title. First title defense, he
No, he
destroys
didn't.
Tim.
He didn't win the title from Tszyu.
No, I know he didn't. I'm saying he won the fight. He won in the vacant title fight,
The
right?
vacant. Yep. Vacant. My
Exactly.
bad.
And
Yep.
then in his first title defense, he fought Tszyu, right?
Mm-hmm.
In his first title defense, he fought Tszyu, who was a former world champion, right? He's coming off one loss, like I said, a close loss to Fundura with all the attributes with a gash in his head, correct?
Yeah.
So
Did
he
did he did
fought,
he fight Joey Spencer in between for a
do
stay
he
busy
fought
fight?
before he
I
fought
think he
Baker?
came back with a Joey
He
Spencer.
might have fought. Okay, so then he make it even better. He had a win on his record
Mm-hmm.
coming in, and Baccarin blew him away. So what have you done for me lately? He's won the title. He's beat a former champion convincingly. So now Boots fight this guy, and then we can build on if you're the guy that they say. But a lot of people is disrespecting Shakur because I think he's the guy for real. I think
Mm.
he's the guy for real. And I was talking about I was talking to telling I was talking to Hans from the Fight Hype. I did a little thing with him earlier today, and I'm
He's
saying
work. Yeah,
this.
he's working YSM. Yeah, I seen the interview.
Oh, Hans is.
Yeah.
Oh, no wonder why they was giving me. That's why he was trying to he was kind of with Boots. Oh, okay, okay. So they working together with Boots, which is all right. That's cool. But like I said, this you know when you see when they try to compare Crawford and Boots, there's really no comparison. I don't even see the comparison besides that this guy switches. I would say Boots has more Roy Jones in him than Crawford. You know, when they
Okay.
see the blazing hands, they see Roy Jones. They don't see the combination. They don't see Crawford. You know what I'm saying? They see Crawford with the switching. Okay. But like I said, uh, Boots, I don't see the longevity in Boots outside of his athleticism.
Mm.
I don't see that. I see him. I don't see that. I don't see that he has the the necessarily fundamentals and boxing all around skill ability to sustain himself after his speed has diminished a little, after his reflexes have waned a little. I don't
Okay.
see that. That's what I'm saying when I don't and then I'm asking when I'm watching Crawford, like I say, I've seen reels of Boots looking dynamic, but I haven't seen no breakdown of Boots, his skill set wise. I haven't seen those. So none of these guys that's making these reels have not shown any skills wise um attributes of boots. Like I say, I just seen the one where Bud got he hit him here. He got caught, I guess. He was trying to block it, but a boy hit him. He countered with a straight shot off of it, and then
Correct.
an uppercut with the same hand.
Yeah.
When he went to the, was I pointed out with you, I think it was on your show. I said, did you see how he went for with the straight left, and then he missed it, and then in the same thing he turned it?
Yeah.
Canelo wasn't even ready for that. How he went, he missed with the straight left, and then he hooked it. I haven't seen Boots do stuff like that. The catch and counters that Crawford was doing on the inside, the pin that he held him with, and I mean, look, I'm saying I ain't seeing Boots do these things. These are things that's gonna, when you look at it, these are things
When you
like
lose your
Mayweather.
ability, this is what's gonna keep you in the game.
Yes,
I
and
got you.
as it, like I say, no disrespect, but Roy Jones, he didn't have that. Now you look at this, and now and I want to say it like this, okay? But James Toney did. You see how James
Hmm.
Toney was able to go up and still fight at higher weights, come back and beat G Roth. You know what I'm saying? Still stay in the game. Still, James Toney never really took no beatings in there.
His
He lost to great.
fundamentals carried it.
Exactly, exactly. All the way to heavyweight. All the way to heavyweight. All the way to heavyweight with Sam Peter. Sam Peter was, you know what I mean, a good heavyweight.
Holyfield
But Holyfield was old then. Sam Peter was a young heavyweight. Sam
knocked
Peter
him
was
out
a
though.
young heavyweight. Yeah, but Sam Peter was a young heavyweight, and Holyfield was an older heavyweight. And but probably, and they ain't too far for real. They wasn't too far for real, both of them. But Holyfield been in a lot of wars, you know. But James Toney had a lot of fights. James Toney had about 80 fights,
Hmm.
so and he stayed busy, you know. James Toney was an old throwback fighter. So what I'm saying is this: James Toney had the ability to sustain himself, just like a Bernard Hopkins. You know what I'm saying? But Roy Jones, after his athletic ability, after his, he didn't have that. He didn't have that. That's just plain sight. You can see that. So
Yeah, especially
I
like
mean,
in the Kawasaki fight. It's like, how is Kawasaki doing this to you? You know what I mean? Like,
he didn't have the, like I'm saying, the he didn't have those tools to sustain him. So that's what I'm seeing with Boots, you know. But the getting is good right now, you know what I'm saying, and he can eat while he can, you know what I'm saying. He can use all those abilities. He's 28. He's probably entering into his prime, and you know what I mean.
oh no,
Boots literally did a sidestep uppercut. Okay, a sidestep uppercut. What is that? You see that dumbass uppercut he threw from far, from across the street, from way the fuck back over there, right in the round started. You see that dumbass uppercut he threw from
mm.
way, he do that. It ain't his first time he do. That's one of his arsenals. He threw that shit from way back there. What the fuck? That's just stupid. What the fuck he doing? Way the fuck back there. Head up in the air, shit way up. I'm just saying shit like that. I mean, you know,
You
maybe
don't think he
that's his
could?
athletic.
He won't be able to do that with on a high level. You're saying those type of shots.
I mean, it's just it's stupid boxing. That's a dumb punch to throw from way far out, bro.
Yeah, yeah. You put yourself in danger by doing that.
Show it. Spina, send it. Show it, nigga. Show it. Show me how cold he was then. I don't want to fucking hear you text it. Show it then. Send it to me. You know where I'm at. Bernie the Boxer, send it to me. Take the fucking slide and send it to me. Shit, okay. Like I say, he do some cold shit in there, but okay, I'm like I'm saying, we ain't seeing him doing no shit like Crawford. We ain't seeing that. We ain't seeing that.
Do you see only Eddie Hearn kind of like comparing him to Crawford, or do you see
That's
more
all they
people?
got. That's all they got. That's all they got to hang his hat on is Crawford. That's all they got to hang their hat on is Crawford. They can't hang their hat on nothing else. And like I'm saying, this the thing. That's every time they trying to attach his name to Crawford. They keep, and I keep telling, I tell to tell Brad that stop saying because he wanted to fight Crawford, because he already had the opportunity to fight Crawford. Okay, he didn't take the fight for whatever reason. He didn't take the fight, and at the same time, it's like this. At the same time, it's like this. At some point, I understand that this is a self sport, though. You know, this is a self sport. You have to do what's best for you. You have to do what's best for you. This is a sport. So if at the same time, if something needs to change, if Showtime wouldn't let him deal with BLK Prime to get a fight of that magnitude, then that's something wrong with them. Your people, if they really love you and believe in you, they should let you show your, you know what I mean? The fact that you're trying to honor them should be applauded, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
if I can't help you, why would I want to block you? You know what I mean? I'm just saying, if I can't help you, what am I doing? I can't help you. Cause the more I help you, I'm helping myself. That's what I'm saying. The more I help you, like I say, I was watching Mayo Stewart, and he was talking about the Sugar Ray Leonard fight, and he said in there. He said I knew the exposure was gonna come sooner or later, and I nobody never questioned him about that. Nobody never asked him what he meant by that, but you know what I'm saying. So the exposure is gonna come sooner or later. You know what I mean. So if they didn't have the will or the know how to, which Breadman was alluding to, that they don't have the mouthpiece or to talk themselves into the best situations, that's something they need to correct. But as a fighter, you know what I'm saying, it's like, I want this fight. I can beat this guy, just like Crawford told him, let's can beat Canelo. No, I know they said no, 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 but I want Canelo. So I'm sticking to my guns, and I want Canelo. And so that's what he did, and that's what Crawford does. Um, I'm expecting Boost to do the same. So like I say, he had a chance to fight Crawford. He didn't fight Crawford. In recent times, like I'm saying, even when they was trying to ask him, now I'm just saying, even when they was trying to ask him, they was trying to put him on the spot last night, but he hurried up and hushed him. That we talking about now. Now. They was trying to asking them questions, but he didn't want to answer those questions. Why did you want to try to fight Devin Haney at 152? Why did you not fight Virgil Ortiz then? Okay. Why did you turn down Teofimo Lopez? Why? Nobody's asking him. YSM would not never ask him that. YSM would never ask him that. Is it true that you wanted him to fight at 52? Did you say that? Because here go the clip. This is Devin saying that. So you can tell the viewers, because this is your platform, YSM. Can you elaborate on that? But he don't. But he don't. He don't have to call him out his name. He don't have to be disrespectful. We say, Devin Haney, I don't know what he's talking about, but this is exactly what happened, and this and this. But he don't. The Virgil Ortiz got on there on a couple. He was on Ack and Barack on their platform, and he said the same. He said that I accepted the fight, and they didn't. He never refuted that. They said he needed 2 tune-ups. I don't know where that rumor came from, whether it was the Sheik or whoever said it, but he still never refuted that. So he's never refute none of the rumors that's coming out.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, and now that we got Bakram that's outspoken about this, being willing to take that challenge, it'll be something if he doesn't, at least fight him or Virgil for sure. That would be
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
Kenny Smith, thank you for the $2. Bud made Benavides do a cartwheel with that punch. The uppercut, I think they're referring to the uppercut that you was talking about with Boots.
You see how that aspect, you see how you to even find that hole, to even find the hole that Crawford made for that was nasty. Oh my God. To find the hole that he did was nasty.
Right.
Man.
Also at 54, we just got some bad news yesterday. Fundura got hurt, and we're not going to be getting that fight with Keith Thurman October 25th. What's the reaction to all that?
Via Cash, what's goody? And shout out to my boy Brian Acosta, man. I don't know if you're watching, but I thank you so much, man. My boy, he keeps sending me cash apps like a motherfucker. Shout out to Brian Acosta, man. I gotta do a show, man, but I want to send a super shout out to Brian Acosta, man. Thank you so much. Yeah, and I didn't like the way Keith Thurman was saying "fuck your daddy" and stuff like that. I just understand that. I haven't heard too much build up in the fight. I haven't heard Fundura saying Fundura's not really even a shit talker. So for him to be saying stuff like that, I don't understand. I don't understand that. I don't get it, but it's a shame that Fundura's not. Listen, Fundura is not ducking no wreck. If you can get knocked out like that by Brian Mendoza, like that, after all the hype and the anticipation that he had going up, and to be let down like that, to get knocked out like a ton of bricks, and to come right back after that and fight a guy like, who he fought, Tszyu, to go in there with a guy like that, an undefeated guy, who had been looking like a wrecking ball, to go in there and fight that high level mix.
Even before that, Bernie, remember he got knocked down by Erickson Lubin first, and then he finished Lubin after. It took a lot of grit to
Yeah.
be doing that. That was a big shot that Lubin landed.
Yes. So I'm saying this guy Fundura ain't ducking no rig. Fundura ain't ducking no rig. So what I'm saying, he hurt his hand. Keith Thurman not all that for real. Like I'm saying, when you look at Keith Thurman didn't have a great reign. He wasn't a dominant champion. He fought tooth and nail with Danny Garcia and Sean Porter. Them was like his best wins at 47, right? He wasn't a dominant guy at 47. He was the man. He edged those guys and won, but he wasn't a dominant guy. So Keith Thurman is not as good. He's not that good like that. He has some good legs on him, and but he's not one time. He's not knocking nobody out. He's not looking spectacular. Never. Keith Thurman has never looked spectacular in nothing. Never looked spectacular in nothing. He got his
Hmm.
ass whipped by Pacquiao. He was getting his ass whipped by Pacquiao. Come on now. And Pacquiao was old then, getting his ass whipped by Pacquiao. Now he did come back and land some good shots and made it a close fight. That's a true story. But come on now, if you the man like that, you should have been whooping Pacquiao. You should have been whooping Pacquiao. So Keith Thurman, I think he's I give him a lot of credit for being a solid fighter, but to talk about Fundura don't want him, boy, he just I don't know. People just say anything in front of that mic.
Was that a fight that you was looking forward to? Is that a fight that kind of would have
I'm looking
catapult these guys?
I'm looking for well, give me 1 second.
You got it. Smash a like button, double tap the screen if you guys are on mobile devices. It's really nasty work. We got over 440 people on the live and only 69 likes. It goes to show you that you guys are not showing that love and appreciation. What's going on, Bernie? Let's get back to it.
Like I say, I think Fundura is on a high right now. Keith Thurman is on his way back, trying to make himself, trying to get back to some lofty status that he had. But so yeah, it was a good fight, and I'm really sad about Cool Boy Steph and Shockey Foster not getting the fight. I feel like the show must go on. You know what I'm saying? I feel like the show must go on, and I feel like they could have put together another thousands of fighters out there. They could have put together another undercard for Keith Thurman and them when they rematch it. But I think to do those guys like that, the champions that they are, and then I think that's wrong on that part.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. So, you know, in other words, obviously, when we listen to Eddie Hearn talk about, Boots and you know, um he does have people that, are showing up to the events. Maybe not as much as, when there's a better opponent, but as far as that is concerned, do you feel like that's going to hold some weight as far as going to get some of these titles? Maybe not with Virgil Ortiz and Golden Boy, but maybe some of the other champions. Do you feel like he'll get that leverage, and do you feel like he'll get that A side treatment as well?
I think I'm not saying that we putting too much weight on uh boxing is not as big as it once was. Okay.
Mm,
And it's a lot of people tuning in watching boxing anyway. If you got any kind of reputation, anything, people are watching. So now, as far as spending hard-earned money, it all depends. Of course, this is hometown. Philadelphia is a fighting town, so he can fill those stadiums up. They got a loyal fan base. They always have had a loyal fan base, and pretty much, you know, you can do that. You can, and ain't nothing wrong with that. Philadelphia is a fine city, and there's nothing wrong with building yourself in the hometown. I think Ray Mancini did that when he was in Youngstown. It's plenty of fighters do that, or the market to where the Hispanics, where it's Texas or California or some of that nature. You know what I mean? They put them in a situation where they will be successful, where they can get the most people in seats or whatever. But I think Boots, he's having a he's got a following. He's got a following. It's just people want to see him fight somebody of substance. That's it. And that's just the number one thing. Every time you hear somebody, is that's what they want to see. He's cold. We I don't know how many times I can say this. And he looked spectacular last night. The combinations that he threw, the everything that he did. But okay, boxing is hard. Boxing is hard. It's hard. And everybody gotta get a lot of credit for getting up in there. But we're talking about a different level of fighters. We're not talking about club fighters. We're talking about a hybrid of Terrence Crawford, who was a long, stable, and still the best fighter in the world, a three-time undisputed champion, a five-weight world champion who just beat the great Canelo Alvarez in a shutout, jumping up three weight classes. Okay, mixed. Not only that, but he's mixed with Roy Jones, who was the prime. I mean, like the baddest, fastest, hardest punching dude you've seen in since Sugar Ray Robinson. And this guy's mixed with these guys. Okay, so actually, if you got actually what call that a cheat code, right? So if you got that type of guy, I mean, who could beat a guy like that? I mean, that's like a game. I mean, if you I'm just saying, if you got a guy like that, or let's just like Michael Jordan mixed with LeBron James. If Michael Jordan was six, however big LeBron James is, could do all the moves that he do, and mixed with whatever LeBron James got, and mixed with Michael Jordan. I mean, who could beat this guy? He could win the championship single handedly. He like Wilt Chamberlain back in the when they was. So I'm saying, if we talking about a guy that's got this hybrid, there's no need for a tune-up. He should be wiping out all the champions. There's no need for a tune-up. It's like when Roy Jones was fighting them dudes. He was making them look like nothing. He was so far ahead of everybody. Roy Jones didn't have no competition. He hurried up and smoked everybody. Smoked James Toney. Went to light heavyweight, knocked out Reggie Johnson. Smoked everybody as soon as he got tested. But see what I'm saying? Even Roy Jones. Now, Montel Griffin gave him the fits, right? Gave him the fits. But Montel Griffin was a good fighter. He was a silver medalist. Montel Griffin was a silver medalist. He had beat James Toney twice. You understand? So Montel Griffin was solid for a short time. He, like I say, he gave Roy Jones fits. Roy didn't know where he was going with him. Roy was having a hard time with him, which all fighters are human. They're human, no matter how good they are.
Time.
All of them looked at average at some point. All of them had everybody, all the great ones. You can't name a great one that didn't that looked pristine every time. There's not a great world champion that looked pristine every single time. So to perform consistently on a high level means something. So like I'm saying, this guy, if he's these guys, there's no need for a tune-up. He should be smoking these guys because these guys ain't. They're really good guys, but these guys ain't Hall of Famers and they ain't pound for pounders.
Look at this is nasty work. Brand Bud had a tune-up at 54. He talking about Madrimov, undefeated Madrimov.
Well, let's see.
Was that a tune-up?
Madrimov was the champion, right?
Right.
Madrimov was the champion. We called out Charlo.
Don't know who he beat to get that title.
Madrimov. He fought some other Russian dude. And stopped him for the title. Okay, it's cool. But let's put it in perspective. Okay, so who was the champions at the time when Crawford fought? He couldn't get nobody.
54? Remember, Charlo had all the belts.
Okay, and Charlo, what he said? I'm fighting. It's on camera. I'm fighting Canelo. Man, I'm fighting Canelo. Bud grabbed his nuts on him and told him, "You next." Bud grabbed his nuts on him, told him, "You next." Then hold up though. Then okay, so we fight. Okay, that's cool. We fight Madrimov. They giving us a lot of credit for his background, for his amateur background. Okay, okay. Buzzsaw type of guy, not that many fights. Okay, but the next fight we wanted was Fundura.
I
Fundura
talked to
told him no.
Fundura about that situation as well.
Fundura
He
told him
got a
no.
little aggravated with me.
Yeah, because Fundura told him no. They still wanted after what Crawford did to Spence. They still said Spence was a bigger draw than Crawford.
I remember
So
that.
we so again. So now we're talking about money. We're talking about some other shit that don't got to do with being the best. I still want to fight Spence because he's perceived as more popular, but he just got destroyed. So I don't want to fight the guy that just literally obliterated him. So I can be that guy. I just want to fight the guy that got obliterated for fandom, for fame, for popularity. What kind of champion is that? What does that say? I'm just saying. So Crawford goes after this guy, and he can't get that guy. So, like I say, it's nothing really at no 54. So he shoots his sights because he's bigger than that. So he shoots his, at the highest target you can get, which Canelo Alvarez. Like I say, right now, you haven't seen it's so many portraits getting made for Bud Crawford. If you go on your Instagram story and type in a song for Bud Crawford, you're gonna get like 10 songs made after Bud Crawford with his title of his name on it. Nobody is celebrating a champion like they did Bud Crawford. Crawford is like Joe Louis. He's getting celebrated from all over. You don't even find that
Grades.
nobody, his peers are anointing him. Now, so when your peers, your side by side peers are anointing you, who are the fuck are you on the internet that don't know shit about boxing? These are his peers. Bivol, Andre Ward, Shakur Stevenson,
Usyk.
Usyk. I mean, everybody. They're anointing this guy. So you think motherfucker give a fuck about a silly motherfucker on the internet saying shit that don't know shit about no boxing, couldn't tell you nothing about no boxing. All they doing is watching and listening to what everybody else saying, and everybody just hating. Cause Bud make you look bad when you put a mirror to your face. Cause he walk like a champion, talk like a champion, and like I'm saying, you never had no. They still the people so desperate and hate so bad and so sick and terrible. Even they can't even look themselves in the mirror. When you got a guy who's been uh blackballed and y'all don't feel no type of way about that.
Mm.
Blackball, blackball, blackball. Who been blackballed like that outside of Regandow?
Talk to him.
So I'm saying, so you got all these people talking, and then again, I'm saying he fought Ricky Burns, who was a world champion. He didn't get upgraded to champion. He fought Ricky Burns, who was a two-weight world champion outright. Fought his first title defense against Gamboa, who was an undefeated knockout puncher, ultra talented guy, gold medalist at that. And he had a classic fight with him and stopped him. Fought the number one contender in that division because Broner had left the lightweight division was not as popular as whatever. So he fights the number one contender, beats him, nowhere to go after that. Can't make weight, hard to make weight. Goes to 140, beats a puncher in Delorme. Okay. If you know anything about HBO boxing, you should see how they was pumping Delorme till he lost to Abregu. They brought him down from 47 to 40. He had a couple wins. He knocks out Delorme easy. Goes and unifies against Ndongo against Postal. Postal was a fear guy. Everybody knows in boxing around how Postal was. Undefeated, mind you. Eastern European puncher,
Puncher. Yep.
boxer, long range fighter. Okay. Beats him to a poke. Beats him easy. Fights Ndongo, who Ndongo beat an undefeated guy for his IBF championship. Let's not forget that he beat an undefeated guy for his championship. Now, these ain't famous guys. These ain't guys that got everybody got they like everybody's trying to lay out the red carpet for them. He beats this guy, IBF champion, stops him. Then he fights Ricky Burns, who was again now was who had became a 3-weight world champion, beats him to unify his titles. Okay. Bud disposes of him, becomes undisputed champion, moves up, fights Jeff Horn, who in his previous fight gave Manny Pacquiao, the great Manny Pacquiao, whether you thought he won or lost, he gave him. It was not an easy walk in the park for Pacquiao. It was a hard fight. It was a close fight. It was an ugly fight. Beat him, beat beat him like easy. And then, like I said, this is all on record. You got Keith Thurman saying the WBO belt don't mean nothing. You got Danny Garcia saying he ain't popular enough. You got Sean Porter staying quiet. You got Mikey Garcia saying he's gonna run. You got Errol Spence talking about the other side of the street. And Crawford didn't have not one reason to not fight those guys. Not one. Not one. Then you had his own promoter. It's like your mama talking shit about you. You got your own promoter talking about he losing money, spreading propaganda on you. Why? Every fight Bud, wherever he went, was a packed house. It wasn't ever no empty seats when he fought in Madison Square Garden against Diaz. It wasn't no empty seats when he fought against Jeff Horn. It wasn't no empty seats in there. Okay, he had some of the highest ratings on HBO. Let's not forget that his viewership ratings were very high. So you got a guy like that who got a different alternative because they owe Bud money, and Bud stood on his business and wanted his money. So they're gonna spread false rumors about you to try to get people not to fuck with you because they're trying to put you in a situation not knowing how real Bud is. So Bud willing to stand on whatever he got to stand on to do what he need to do, which is give me my motherfucking money. As you seen him after the Sean Porter fight, he told him right there in the press conference, everybody right there, he shamed them all right there in front of him. Shamed them all right there in front of them. But all these haters shamed them, told them right to their face, y'all couldn't get me to fight. Y'all wouldn't give me the Pacquiao fight. Y'all wouldn't secure me the this fight. Shit, what I'm gonna do? I'm gone. Fuck y'all. I did it my way. He did it his way. He did it his way. So how you know what I'm saying? So these are things like I was going back. Crawford beat undefeated world champions for his titles. Posto was undefeated. Ndongo was undefeated. Jeff Horn was undefeated. Gamboa, when he defended the title, was undefeated. Ricky Burns had only a few losses when he beat him. Errol Spence was undefeated. Sean Porter had arguably his fights could have went 50-50. So
Jose Benavidez undefeated.
Benavidez and the title defense was undefeated.
Yeah.
Okay, so I mean, so what are we talking about over here? There's no real comparison. And then he looked at Masterclass doing it. He didn't struggle with none of those guys. Didn't struggle with none of those guys. You go back and watch, you can study Crawford.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now I'm just saying. Now, if I'm lying, tell me I'm lying. If I'm lying, if I'm making this up, prove me wrong in any situation.
No, they would have went crazy on the super chats already by now. You know what I mean? Smash the like button. We got over 546 people on the live and only 138 likes. My question to you is, Bernie, you was talking about they're doing Shakur, they're doing Shakur wrong. They're not promoting him as that next guy up. Why do you feel like that is? Because I actually listening to an interview with Eddie Hearn, I was actually feeling kind of the same way, to be honest with you. He was doing comparisons about, Boots' style. He was saying that he has it all. He has, Shakur don't necessarily has all the punching power, but he's a defensive wizard. But but he's saying that, Boots has that and he has that punching power as well to knock you out. I mean, do you feel like that was a shot? Because now I say Shakur is not necessarily signed to match him right now.
I mean, I understand what he's saying, but Boots is not a great personality neither. I think Shakur with
Shakur
everything
has
that
that, yeah.
he's tied into, I think Shakur is Mr. Cool. He's Mr. Cool. He's Mr. Show and Prove. You know what I'm saying? He's unbothered by things. You know what I mean? he wants all the best fights. You know what I'm saying? I think he really believes everything he says, and I'm not necessarily sure that Boots believes everything that he says. So again, I understand the dynamics of his style. He's a punches and bunches type of guy. So that makes for entertainment. But Shakur is a sharpshooter. Shakur is a defensive wizard. Shakur is a guy that's how can you solve the puzzle with Shakur? That's his lane. Is can you solve this puzzle? That's Shakur Stevenson's lane. Is can you solve this puzzle? This guy is unbeatable. You
Right.
know what I'm saying?
He was
This
quick
guy,
to say that they have the similar defense when it's like the defense of Shakur's is top tier.
who has the similar defense?
Oh, while his comparing Jaron Ennis to Shakur, he says he has the defense of Shakur but punching power. You know,
No, I don't see that.
no.
Boot did some slick shit. I mean, he
Hmm.
turned. He he do some shit like that. I mean, do some alright shit in there. But okay, Shakur, he had to fight Zepeda the way he fought Zepeda to get some pushback on his career. To get, you know what I mean? So everybody was loving him after that. Boots, he got to do that against Virgil Ortiz now. He got to
Mm,
do that shit against them. That's it.
talk
Now, you
some.
can't hold him back from that. Like I said, if he do that shit, if he look like that against them guy, they going to anoint him. But he gonna have to do it consecutively. He's going to have to do that shit consecutively. He's going to have to do
Yeah.
it consecutively. He can't go fight Virgil Ortiz, then fight. No. Boost the way they perceive him, he got to be a champion. So you got to go through the champions.
Mm,
hmm hmm
I like it.
Shakur is a three-weight world champion. Shakur is a defensive wizard. Shakur, he beating on people in the gym too. Who's Boots beating on in the gym? I'm not taking no shots, but I'm just saying. Who is Boots beating on in the gym? Shakur fight everybody. Shakur done been there with everybody in the gym. Tank, Keyshawn, T.O., everybody, every single person you could think about. Devin, Sean Porter, Ugas, Crawford, um, shit. Shakur getting there with everybody. Shakur, he actually hunting you down to get in the ring with you.
Right.
He want to see what you like at all. He want to see what you like. So,
Right. Yeah. Once upon a time, Shakur wanted to fight Spar Matias. You know.
mm-hmm,
Yeah. That's also a fight. That was one thing. It was like Shakur already got the WBC at 135. You
mm-hmm,
know, obviously Tiafimo bigger name, but why not
mm-hmm.
go to Matias? And you already got the WBC. You could just get that fight next, right?
Because Matias got somebody to fight already, and
Dalton Smith, yeah.
okay, and then Teofimo, they already linked in. They the young boys. They're the young superstars. It's a superstar fight. Shakur wants a superstar fight. He just beats Zepeda and everything. He's a superstar guy. He needs a superstar fight. Teofimo also has the Ring Magazine Championship. Teofimo also has a great win over Lomachenko. He has
Yep.
a great win over Josh Taylor. So he's a super. It's a superstar fight. Sabrio Matias is not a superstar, and
Mm.
Shakur wants superstar status. So that's
Teal's a
that's that's
superstar, you think?
he has superstar
Definitely a
vibes.
star. Yeah. Some
That's what
type
I'm
of a
saying.
star. Yeah. Celebrity.
He lost when he lost against Cambosos. He shot himself down.
Yeah.
That's what he did. If he'd have beat Cambosos to stop Cambosos, he would have went to another level, but he didn't. So he come back and beat Josh Taylor, and that was good. But what have he done after that?
They said that he's gonna go on tour now. Boots. When you hear that, what do you think? Do you feel like, that there's a certain route that Eddie Hearn got for him, possibly in the UK, the Josh Kellys or the like what do you think?
Oh well, I didn't get the tour like as far as location. I got it as this guy and
Leaving
that guy.
leaving Philly.
No, no, no. Fighting this guy, that guy and that guy fighting Backroom, fighting Tim, fighting Virgil Ortiz, fighting these guys. I'm on tour. I'm about to clean these guys up.
Mhm.
That's the thing that I got out of that. That's what I thought.
Yeah. No, yeah, for sure. Bernie, my last question. Before I
Okay.
let you go, obviously there was a press conference with Lamont Roach and Pitbull Cruz, a fight that a lot of people feel like it's an intriguing one. What do you think about the stylistic matchup, and who do you think wins that fight?
Well, I don't know. I think I'm a favorite Lamont because Lamont is a solid boxer. I don't know if Lamont feeling himself away too much. You know what I mean? I think he might be over exaggerating himself a little bit too much. You know what I mean? Far as talk, I think he's really a 30 pounder, maybe a 35 pounder, probably shot solid at 35. But I think he's just he might be riding that wave with Tank a little bit too much. But I don't knock him because that's the fight that everybody wanted to see, being that Tank was had all this mystique around him, and then to see him wobble, to see him hurt, to see him kind of vulnerable, kind of waned his star a little bit and kind of rose Lamont's star a little bit. And it's also I mean, it's like for Lamont, it's like, I'm right there. If I'd have got the win, I would have, like I'm saying, and sometimes, like I say, just because you beat the man don't ain't gonna necessarily make you the man. You know what I mean? Sometimes it just doesn't happen for you. You know what I'm saying? It's just not meant for you, no matter what. And that happened in a couple instances with Shane Mosley and Vernon Forrest, with Roy Jones and Antonio Tarver, with Buster Douglas and Mike Tyson. Certain different fights, people think that because you beat this guy, you're gonna be the guy. You know what I mean? You're gonna take that, and it's not necessarily that all the time. So um I think Lamont, you know what I'm saying? I think it's a good fight. Lamont got to stay fighting. You can't just live off Tank forever. Can't just waiting around for Tank forever. And actually, but I would have been calling for Shakur Stevenson for him. That's the
Yeah.
fight I would have been taking. I'd have been. I would go from one to the next. All right, Tank don't want me. I'm going to Shakur. Fuck it. Let's ride this wave. Let's go all the way up. You know what I mean? Let's go all the way up. Let's
But
go
it's
all the
on
way up.
Shakur, right? Isn't Shakur looking for bigger names like Tszyu and
No. But I think Lamont was already Lamont. Shakur is the big name. So Lamont, I'm talking about Lamont.
Because
Lamont
I
should have
remember
been
Shakur
taken.
said that he'll fight Lamont if Tio don't take the fight.
Exactly. Exactly. So you know what I'm saying? I mean, that's what I'm saying. If I'm Lamont, I'm like, shit, bet, lock it in. Let's go. Actually, fuck him. Let's go
Push
right now. I
forward,
want
yeah.
you. I
Add
want you.
pressure.
Fuck it. Let's go. Cause see the way he acting all like he too good. Fuck that shit. Let's go. I want you. Let's get it in. You know what I mean? That's it. Ain't no disrespect, but come on, let's go. Pitbull Cruz, nah. I can't go from Tank to Pitbull Cruz right now. I'm too high. I'm going to Shakur Stevenson. Let's go. I'm up in my ante. I'm going with, you know what I mean? Let's eat while we can, like Pac-Man. But I can't say what a fighter should do. I think it's gonna be a good fight. Lamont staying busy. Hopefully he get the rematch with Tank, and it's I kind of don't really care about the fight no more. Starting to lose a little steam.
But I'm
It's
saying, I
hot.
mean, if he stops Pitbull Cruz, right? I mean, don't you
Mhm.
think that people would want to see, Lamont and Tank more due to the fact that Tank had a hard time with Pitbull?
No, I think people just want to see Tank versus Lamont because Lamont he had a hard time with Lamont. It's just
Gotcha.
like Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia. People just like controversy. People just like what I'm saying. So people like to see finished business. They don't want to leave it unfinished, and that's what the intrigue is. They want to people want to see finished business. So you know what I'm saying. I think that's the intrigue of the fight. And it doesn't make no sense why they taking so fucking long to fight. Everybody keeps saying that you know, uh uh, um, um, Tank getting the money, but is we getting the fucking money? Is we bidding
Mm.
there for the fucking money? Is he gonna give us some of the money? Are we waiting on him to feed us any bit? No. I want what I want. Fuck that. I'm selfish. I'm a fan. I want to see the fucking fight. I don't want to see no fucking circus. You know what I'm saying? So for everybody saying, "Oh, he get the bag," who gives a fuck? I hope he do get. He already rich as fuck. He already won 30 million in the last fight or something. He got more money than I'm ever gonna have. I don't give a fuck. I want to see the fights. I'm a fucking boxing fan. I want to see a fucking fight. I don't want to see no fucking farce. Fuck. Motherfucker count another motherfucker pockets. They all getting paid. These motherfuckers getting paid millions. Boy, we making how much? 60,000, 40,000 every motherfucking day, going to work 9 hours a day and shit. And nigga
Sweating.
coming home with seven with come on, waiting on income tax and shit like that to get some big bread. Come on, man. I'm talking about the average person. I'm talking about the average person. You know what I'm saying? Come on now. So even at that same time, I gotta flip 3 houses and shit to get the millions and hundreds of thousands, and I gotta go fix they shit. The shit broke down. I gotta go. These motherfuckers getting big money in lump sum. He my motherfucker paid all over a television, uh, driving Lamborghinis and shit. Who give a fuck? I want to see the fight. Fuck all that. I'm telling you, boy. But anyway, all right, Mill City.
Nah, man, I appreciate you. But my last one, I always say the last one. Um, Tank, do you feel like it's a possible publicity stunt of him saying that he's gonna retire and then give us those fights that we really want? You know what I mean?
Stop sounding like a bitch that been scorned. You know what I mean? Had a bitch every time the nigga when the nigga dog the bitch out, the bitch going back to school, the bitch going to work out, the bitch going to do all this shit. You know what I'm saying? Till the shit come up, then the bitch stop doing everything. Bitch ain't going to school no more. Soon as she give it to another nigga that like her, she all that shit out the window. She done did that shit for one
Temptation.
semester. Bitch went to one workout, and now the bitch back on doing drinking Casamigos, smoking blunts, and fucking 9,000. Come on, man, get the fuck out. That's what he sound like, nigga. If you gonna retire, retire. Fuck it. Stop talking about it and be about it. Motherfuckers don't need you for real. Low key, motherfuckers do not need you. You know what I'm saying? Because when you in boxing, motherfuckers trying to see all time great shit. Motherfuckers trying to see shit motherfuckers ain't done before. That's what Crawford did. Shit that motherfuckers ain't done before. 3-time undisputed. You know what I'm saying? Taking on challenges. You know what I mean? Motherfuckers trying to get to that shit. Regendale was trying to get to that shit. These motherfuckers, you got all the shit laid out to you, spread on the table, and you don't want to eat. Get your ass on then. It's more motherfuckers ready to take your spot. Perceived to be like a Shakur Stevenson, ready to take your spot. Why don't they roll out the cart? Like I said, the same thing. Why you want to put all your eggs in a basket on a motherfucker who don't give a fuck? You know what I'm saying? Why would you not double down on Crawford if you Bob Arum? I'm listening to Crawford. I'm talking to Crawford. Like I'm saying, the way Crawford is, the way he think, every time I hear something about him, it's in a positive mind state far as his ability to box. And I'm doubling down on Crawford. Why am I going against Crawford? I'm gonna find a way to publicity. I'm gonna put him everywhere, just like they do. I'm gonna keep shoving them down their throats. However, I got to do it. I put Crawford on a fishing commercial. I put Crawford over here. I'm gonna keep putting Crawford because Crawford whoops ass when he get him on them lights. He whooping ass. So I'm putting Crawford every fucking word I can put Crawford. Shit, you see how good Crawford talking? You see how he done opened up, how he relaxed, and how the shit. I bet they biting their ass right now. You silly motherfuckers, boy. I'm telling you. Shout out to Turkey Al-Sheikh, boy. Shout out to Turkey Al-Sheikh.
Yo,
Shit.
you just say you could put Terrence Crawford in a fishing commercial. That shit.
Bass fishing. You know Crawford he's a fisher. He got boats and everything. He fish. He do this shit. You could put him in a chess commercial. You could put him like how they did Lynch Lewis and Prince Amin playing chess. You could put him in a ping pong commercial. You could have made him. You could have had him fight playing Forrest Gump in a simulation for the ping pong. He do the ping pong. Shit, you could have did. You could have put Crawford all kind of ways trying to promote Crawford. But you silly motherfuckers, you won't. Why? Because he black as fuck? That's stupid as hell. This is the dumbest shit in the world. But you gotta understand the way they package things. It's all stupid shit like that. When it really don't. When that ain't about that. It's like they got the plus models. You understand? It ain't about motherfucker being a toothpick. Thick bitches, excuse my language, got it going on too. You know what I'm saying? It's other ways. You know what I mean? They had the girl that had that lady. They had that lady. She looked like the Queen of England. But boy, when she sung, she sound like motherfucking Adele and all kind of shit. Boy, she was singing, she sung, so you wouldn't expect her to come out like that. Boy, that's a surprise on you. Come on now. We looking for extraordinary shit. We looking for different shit. It's always to promote somebody, but why they don't want to put the money behind them. And this is what I was saying at the ultimate thing right now. And like they say, they got Dak Prescott, right? He doing Lowe's commercials. He got on the fucking football jersey, right? Because he played for the Cowboys. He ain't won shit. But they promoting him in the fucking Lowe's commercial, right? With a dumbass fucking jersey on, right? So you can't put Crawford nowhere with nothing. And he's a winner. Crawford is a fucking winner. But he ain't light skinned like that. You understand? So okay, so is it? It's but like I'm saying, we talking about winning. Because when we go back to the thing, Is it about winning or what is it? What is it about? Is it about winning? Because Dak them ain't winning. Crawford's winning. So whatever I put out on Crawford, he's winning. So now I see him on a commercial. I see got the hillbillies watching him. I got everybody watching him. I see him on the bass fishing commercial. And now they putting him at, come on now. You see what we did with Netflix. You see what he did. It wasn't just Canelo. It wasn't just Canelo. It wasn't just Canelo. It wasn't just Canelo. Come on now. It was a David versus Goliath fight. They said if anybody can do it, Crawford can do it. They wasn't expecting to win, but hell, it's intriguing because either Crawford gonna get knocked out or he gonna do something special, and he did something special. So the intrigue was there, and because of the intrigue, it went everywhere. They put the commercials on ABC. They was putting the fight commercial on regular television. 3, 6, and 7, they was doing it. You understand? Come on now. That's all he had to do. Who the fuck else is anybody else? I don't know them. Half the commercials that come on, I don't know them people. But hell, they put it, okay, that make me myself. If I see them somewhere, oh, that's that person. Oh, that's that person. Okay, now I'm going to tune in because now they saying that person's going to be doing this. I can go on and on. I'm just saying, like I say, but listen. He said, if you want to lose your money, then bet on Sonny. And that's what they did. They bet on Sonny too many goddamn wrong time. And now Crawford gonna say goodbye on him. You know, welcome back. Let's go. We going home. We didn't beat the man up. We beat him worse than Mayweather's. And we talking a polished version. Because Canelo ain't took no beatings. When Canelo took some beatings. He stayed sharp just like James Toney did, just like all the old time fighters did, except he was fighting only 2 times a year. I read somewhere that Henry Armstrong fought 19 times in a fucking month.
What the
Come
hell?
on, man. You ain't talking about, they talking about Sugar Ray Robinson rematch Jake LaMotta in 3 weeks. 3 weeks? Come on, man. You can't even promote no shit in 3 weeks. 3 weeks? Come on, man. Like I'm saying. So we talking about this guy fighting 2 times a year for the last 7, 8 years. And he stay in the gym. What else he doing? And he blowed himself up. He living a great life. What else would he be doing? He ain't partying, drinking, smoking, and fucking. He had a family. He had a family. He had a family, and he stayed in the gym. You can't get no better. It's like Sean Porter. Sean Porter have no scandals. Sean Porter don't smoke, don't drink. Even if he do, you never know about it, right? It never ruined him any type of way where it come out on him, right? He lived like a vegan. He's only 30-some years old. That's young, okay? He never been beat up. Sean Porter do all the beating up, right? Sean Porter never been busted up. Sean Porter do all the beating up. Sean Porter do all the mauling. Come on now. Now we got to say, if we want to, what about all the training Crawford do? That don't matter. Crawford didn't do, like, he just squeezing through training too. What about all the training Crawford do? Shit, come on now. What about the hiatus that Crawford took? Because he fighting once a year, they said, right? So goddamn, he ain't even active enough for real. So come on. But that shit didn't stop him now. They didn't say that diminished him none, but it diminished everybody else, or it take from everybody else. Come on now. Let's go. Come on now. We got to stop that shit. Like I say, but when we talk about facts, and I'm going to let you go. He's the only 3-time undisputed world champion that we didn't have in the 4-bear era. 3 times, okay? The guys he beat was undefeated. You can go study Crawford right now. Like I said, they got films of him up going right now from the fight with Canelo. He doing this shit against the great Canelo, who they said once he hit him, he going down. They said, how he gonna take his punch? They said, how he gonna do this? He doing catching, countering, pinning, pushing him around, stunned him, wobbled him. Come on. All right, Mill City. I gotta go mess with my boy Trick Nody. I missed they thing. I'm about to go on live with them. Hey, you know who it is? It's yours truly, Bernie the Boxer. Like I said, y'all didn't want to listen to me. Y'all hating everything I'm saying, even though I'm saying the true facts, and I ain't putting nobody down. All I'm doing is stating just the true facts that's out there. I ain't making nothing up. This ain't my own narrative. Everything that I said has been proven, and it's already out there. Come on now.
Pow, 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 pow. You already know. Yo, Bernie, let everybody know where they can find you on YouTube.
Let's get my followers up. You know what I'm saying? I'm on YouTube. I just put my you see me training. I was training in the garage with Bubakar hitting the pads. I put that up as like a reel or something. I put that up. I ain't did no show because I'm on Mill City. You understand? I'm on Fight Hype. I'm on all the other shows. You know what I mean? So shit, I'm still there. I ain't got to necessarily pull my shit out. You already seeing me, Bill City, going all around the world. He put me all around the world. So you getting a taste of Bernie as you know what I'm saying? What you call it, uncut. This shit pure. You feel me? Come on now.
Raw.
I need an antagonist. You know what I'm saying? That make me feel good. You know what I'm saying? He's seeking my wisdom. He's seeking my knowledge. I'm being wanted. You understand? Come on now. I'm not pushing myself off on nobody. I'm being sought after. You hear me? So come
What's
on,
up?
I can't do nothing but love that. You hear me? But like I said, you can catch me on YouTube at Bernie the Boxer. You can catch me at Instagram at Bernie the Boxer.
And it's Bernie,
And
duh. It's THA.
THA, Bernie the Boxer. You hear me? The Boxer, because you know I did that shit. Two-time Golden Glove champ, runner-up national champ. Feel me? Fought everybody but a dead body. You understand? Come on now. I've been doing this shit for 30-some years, studying boxing since I was 10. I'm 45, even though I'm young and handsome, and everybody think I'm 28.
Let's go, Bernie.
All right,
Blessings,
you'll
my
see my
brother.
dog, man.
Blessings, my
Love.
brother.
Yes, sir.
Smash the like button, subscribe to the channel if you guys haven't subscribed to the channel yet. It's your boy Mills. Really appreciate you guys for tapping in. You guys could be anywhere, but you're right here. Salute to all the 500 people that are on the live. Not even 200 likes, which is nasty work. Double tap the screen if you guys are on mobile devices to get this algorithm pushing. God bless, and on to the next. We'll be back with another one tomorrow. Stay tuned and be on the lookout for this video. Become a member of Mill City Boxing. You won't need to wait for the videos to come out. You will be able to have access 24 hours right away. You know what I mean? You don't have to wait for shit. You feel me? So become a member, support the channel in another way. And I appreciate you guys, you know what I mean, for tuning in. God bless, and on to the next. Ay, bendito.